Hey guys, welcome to the Big Talk with Austin. I'm so excited for this episode. Thank you finally, Clint, for joining this episode. It's been a while since he's been on, and I've been trying for a couple of months to get him on for his own episode, but he's been really busy. But applause for finally getting bumped up from Robin to Batman, I guess. I don't know, new Batman. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Delayed movies, um, some new articles about the Snyder Cut, MCU wise. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get right into the episode.
So I guess we can just get the delay movies out of the way. I guess why not? Because everything's being delayed. Like
Yeah.
Cyberpunk is delayed again.
Yep.
I don't know why. I mean I heard about it, just don't really know why. But movies like The Batman is delayed.
Yep.
Fast and the Furious 9 is delayed again. Don't care about Fast and
No one does. But they make like over like $1 billion in the box office. So it's like one of the most highest grossing like movie franchise ever.
I guess it is.
Yep.
I mean, I like 1 through 5, but that's basically it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, No Time to Die is delayed. I actually
Yep.
started watching the James Bond movies of his, and I freaking love them. And I actually kind of
Oh
watched
yeah.
them out of order, so I was like, oh, well, I know what's gonna happen now, and so that kind of ruined it. But I still love them. But I need to watch
Spectre.
Spectre, and
Quantum
what's
of Solace.
what's
Is it
the
Quantum of Solace? Which ones have you seen? There's Casino Royale,
I seen
Quantum of
Casino.
Solace,
And I
Skyfall.
saw the first one, the second one.
Okay, so you've seen I just said it, Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. You haven't
Yeah.
seen Skyfall?
No, I haven't seen Skyfall.
Skyfall is almost as good as Casino Royale. I think Casino
Okay.
Royale is better, but Skyfall is pretty damn close.
I think Casinos actually has no action in it. Is it like the least actionist one
Oh
out of all of them?
no, dude, Casino Royale has like probably one of the best chase scenes I think I've ever seen in my. Well, I mean, in terms of action scenes, I mean, I don't know. It has probably like one of the best chase scenes though, with
Hmm.
Daniel Craig running after. It's like the parkour scene where he's running after that African guy, and he's trying
Hmm.
to get the information back to what's his name, the chief. So that was probably like one of my favorite scenes from like the movies ever. No, I don't think so. Then they have like the whole airport scene. I mean, there's a big break when they get to the casino part about it, but still, there's like action happening into it.
Yeah, I
But
guess so. Because
but I
it
guess
took like an hour for the casino to get in,
yeah,
was it?
it took them a bit to get to this casino, but
Okay.
it's good build up though.
Hmm. Uh, the casting was actually pretty good. I didn't like
Oh,
the girl at the ending. I did like her at first, but then at the ending, I was like, why is this happen? Why is this a thing that happened? It's like, oh, she chose to save his life and next give up hers if she got the money. It's like, okay, fine,
yeah.
whatever. Because at first I thought they were gonna do this twist where she was a secret agent this whole time. It's
Mhm.
like, oh God. But thank God it wasn't that. But another movies that were delayed, A Quiet Place 2.
Yep.
I saw A Quiet Place back in quarantine, so that was actually a good thing. Um, I don't know, did you like The Quiet Place? A Quiet
Uh,
Place?
Funny enough, I actually do like A Quiet Place, but when it came out, I thought it was overhyped. I thought it was overhyped. Not saying that's bad. Not saying it's a bad movie. I still think it's a good movie. But when everyone was saying it's like one of the best horror films like ever, I was just like, no, no, it's not. I mean, the execution of it, like having to be completely silent, was brilliant. But it's like something I've always seen in like, I mean, the premise, I guess, is just something I would see in like any other monster movie. I mean, personally, if I were gonna watch like if I was gonna pick like a go-to monster movie, I'd probably pick like The Thing.
I haven't seen
Uh,
that, but it sounds
it
good.
it it follows was really great. That's like one of the best modern horror movies
I just
ever.
bought that and I'm gonna watch it.
That's a good horror
I
movie.
had this movie since last Friday, and I've been eager to watch it, but I just couldn't get into it right away. I was like, I don't know when. It, I watched the trailers. I'm like, oh God.
No, yeah.
But yeah, I mean that was the same way with The Shining because I did The Shining as my Halloween special from last year, and so when I watched it, I was like, this isn't. as scary as I thought it was going to be, because people like said like, oh, it's like the most terrifying horror film of
Well,
all time. It's like,
no,
yeah, there's creepy imagery, but it's not
it's
that
more of a
bad.
it's more of a psychological effect on the mind
Yeah.
because Jack as a person, well, there's a really huge debate between fans of Stephen King's the OG book and then the movie because Kubrick and King do different takes to the movie,
Hmm.
which is actually interesting. But that's a topic for another day though.
Another movies that are delayed, Jurassic World Dominion, which
Yeah,
really is a stupid name, but fine. Because it, you know what, it actually sounds much better, and it actually probably it goes with the movie, but Jurassic World Domination.
yeah,
I think I actually like that much better.
that rolls off the tongue much better.
But fine. I mean, I'm excited for the original cast returning, and I'm excited what they're gonna do with the dinosaurs on the mainland. But from all the pictures I've seen of in the forest, it's like, what, what's the point of that? Might as well gone back to Isla Sorna or whatever. And so it's like, if this movie takes place during if it's like the final act, then fine. But I want to see majority of this movie take place in like a big city
Yeah,
and like some like small town or something like that. Because it's like, if you're gonna have dinosaurs on the mainland, go all out. I want to see people get eaten, even though that sounds bad. I do want to
Right.
see that.
Oh yeah, like in Jurassic Park 2,
Yes, I
Lost
actually
World
that which is an underrated film. I
is
actually love
very.
that.
I like that movie too. It's guilty pleasure. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a good movie though. It's a good movie.
Milan just came out.
Yeah.
Don't care about it. The New Mutants that came out too. Black Widow, which
Yep.
was delayed again
And
back to May, which is my birthday month. So, it's kind of upside plus for me.
yeah.
But again, sad for Scarlett Johansson. Um, what's Spyro? I don't know
Hmm?
what this is. It's starring Samuel Jackson and Chris Rock.
Oh, that's the new Jigsaw movie from the Saw franchise.
Oh,
It's the new movie with them. I think it's called Spiral.
is it
I'm
like a
pretty sure.
prequel, like spin-off? What is this?
I believe it is a spin-off. I believe it's a spin-off. A trailer came out for it like just before COVID happened. So I can't remember. Let me look it up really quick. Yeah, Spiral. Yeah, it's a Jigsaw movie. Yeah, I believe it's either a sequel or it's a spin-off.
So it's coming off the Jigsaw movie that came out a couple years back, or is
I
it,
believe
or is it the Saw?
it's probably not well, it's Saw and Jigsaw are the same thing.
I
So
guess so, yeah.
it's it's I believe it's always the same guy, like the same Saw guy, I think. I've never really been into the Saw movies, but it doesn't have him involved in like any other characters besides those two. So I guess you could say it's a sequel or a spin-off, whichever one.
Okay, okay. I guess that sounds cool, but I've only seen like partial of the Saw movies. I haven't really sat down and watched them.
First one's really
Um,
good.
I heard that the first one is good, and next the rest just became like guilty pleasures.
Yeah.
Minions and the Rise of Gru.
That one I don't mind, it's held back.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like the first Minions. Got, I feel like I lost brain cells after watching that one. Um, the only best part was seeing Gru at the end, but I guess whatever, fine. Pixar's Soul, didn't that come out?
But they did say that it is going to be released for digital watch on Disney Plus. So it's going to be the same thing like they did with Mulan. I believe I'm going to look it up, but I believe it's coming out sometime in December.
Hmm.
So that's coming out for streaming services indefinitely.
So they're doing it for both on the same day. So you can pay to see on Disney Plus, or you can go
Yeah.
in. Okay.
I'm
That's
pretty sure it might only be for Disney. I think it might be Disney Plus
Well,
exclusive.
I saw it on the AMC app when I was looking through like some movies. I don't know if it's still on there or not now, thinking about it.
Yeah, it's December 11th. That's when it's coming out.
Uh, guess it's not on here. Interesting. Uh, okay. I mean, I wasn't really looking forward to it. I didn't know who was in it or anything about it. So
I think it's yeah, Jamie Foxx and Tina Fey are pretty much like
okay,
the two biggest ones in there that I know of.
interesting. Wonder Woman 1984 is once again
Oh
delayed.
man, that one should be
When's
delayed.
that?
What wasn't that delayed? Was that delayed indefinitely, or was that do they actually have another unreleased date?
It doesn't. It says original June 5th, race date to August 14th. We made it at the screen. Believed the power of the cinemas. It doesn't really say. Said shift again to October 2nd, which that didn't happen.
Yep.
Oh wait, it says here Christmas Day.
Christmas. Oh, that's right. I think it's gonna get delayed again. I
Yeah.
think they should just release it to HBO Max as a streaming for streaming services.
Well, then I just feel bad for everyone that worked on it. Then.
I know, but I think some studios need to face the fact, like if their movies haven't come out yet, they're not coming out again for a very, very long time. I don't think movies are gonna make like movies in the movie theaters, like what we got with Tenet and like New Mutants. I don't think that's gonna happen
Yeah.
until
Well,
like this
because
whole
those were big
thing's
names. Well,
yeah.
I mean,
Wonder Woman's huge, but
yeah,
the fact that they're like holding it back so much, and obviously the reason why they're doing it is
to
because
get
if they
more.
release it now, then the box office budget they were originally expecting is going to be
Exactly.
100 times lower.
Yeah.
So what I think they
That's
should
what
do at least,
happened with Tenet, because
yeah,
Tenet didn't do that well. But I
it
mean,
did
that's
better. It did better than expected it to be
yeah.
when released during COVID, but it still didn't do as good as what it originally should have been.
Hmm.
But what I think they should do, at least with Warner Bros. Do, is because I think you should at least be able to rent it on maybe like HBO Max or something like that, and then
Do something like
hopefully watch
Disney
it there.
Plus, but not
Yeah,
$30. Um,
or like what they're doing with like with the Snyder Cut. Like, I mean, that's not getting released in theaters. That's exclusively getting released on HBO
well,
Max.
that's
I think
that's
they should
because
do the
that's an
same.
HBO Max deal. It's like,
That's
okay, we'll
true.
do the Snyder cut, but it has to be on our HBO Max, so HBO does something. Um, Again, Dune. Well, I don't think Dune was originally. No, Dune was
No,
originally delayed.
Dune was delayed again.
Yeah, it was going to come out in October.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in October, and I think sometime in November, but that got delayed.
And now it's coming out in December.
Yeah, I am still very excited to see that movie because actually, funny enough, the guy who's directing it, Denis Villeneuve,
Hmm.
we just watched Blade Runner 2049 over here, which was the previous movie he directed, which that movie is phenomenal. I think Denis Villeneuve is probably one of the best sci-fi
I tried
directors.
watching it. I couldn't get into it because of the main lead. I just don't like his performance that really.
You don't
He's
like
just a plain face. It's like,
you don't like Ryan Gosling?
I mean, I don't mind him, but it's just every role he plays is a
Well, he does have a very big habit of like playing like a very stoic characters, except if you ever seen like I guess The Notebook or Nice Guys. But there's a lot like going on in
well, yeah.
2049.
If
And,
he's not the only one in the scene, but when it's just him, it's just like,
but Austin, you got to understand the deeper themes of 2049. You got to give it a second chance. Besides, the movie by itself is beautiful,
yeah, it looks
breathtaking.
amazing.
Yeah. Roger Deakins, the cinematographer, is a talent.
Top Gun Maverick is once delayed.
Yep.
It was pushed back. So originally it was supposed to come out on June 24, 2020. Now it was then got pushed back to December 23rd, and then it got pushed back until next year and July 2nd. So Tom Cruise isn't going to get to show off his not CGI stunts for another year. Um, I mean, don't you have you seen Top Gun? Have
Yeah,
you
of
seen the
course.
first
Yeah,
one?
of course. I have it in my room actually.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you excited for Top Gun Maverick, or it's like,
I've never been like into Top Gun like that much. Like I guess
okay,
compared to like Devin, Devin really loves Top Gun. I
oh,
mean,
Devin.
I'm excited for it because it's Tom Cruise. I love Tom Cruise, and it's something exciting to see something coming back into a role like that. The only thing I guess I would be worried about is just Hollywood's big tendency for like sequelitis, especially it's been going on for like the last like decade recently, where they'll make a sequel for anything. And I mean, there's very few rare examples for when like a sequel goes above and beyond the original, especially after like something like Top Gun, which is already cemented as something that's like an American classic, and it's been so long. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they're going to do with it.
What
Uh,
if you had to give the first Top Gun a rating, what would it be?
8 out of 10.
Okay, so this has the possibility of being better than the first Top Gun for you.
Yeah, but I don't think the chance is that likely though,
Well,
because
yeah.
Top Gun is iconic. It's like
Hmm.
probably like besides Risky Business, this is Tom Cruise's like one of his most well-known roles of all time. Like before,
Yeah.
like this is almost his
It,
big break. Besides
wasn't
Risky Business, obviously.
wasn't Risky Business his like first
Yeah.
lead role?
His first lead role, his first scene on the Hollywood, which is one hell of a scene of the Hollywood,
Hmm.
especially for a guy like him. So he started off great.
So I mean, yeah, I'm excited for him. I mean, he wants to take things to space and actually
Yeah.
do stuff in space, which is, I mean, good luck with that. Um, let's see, Infinite. I don't know what that is. It's Antonio. I don't even know how to say his name, but it's starring Mark Wahlberg. Ghostbusters Afterlife is delayed again till next year's March. Um, are you? What about that? What do you think about Ghostbusters Afterlife?
I'm not excited for that. I have very low expectations for that. I think they've been running the Ghostbusters franchise into the ground, especially with the last one that came out like what a couple of years ago with I
Yeah,
can't even
but that's
remember all
not
their
canon.
names.
It's
I know, but like, I'm just worried about that. And then I'm not a big I mean Paul Rudd's and I like Paul Rudd, but I'm
yeah.
not a big fan of like Finn Wolfhard and I guess some of the younger actors. But it's
The
gonna be
Stranger Kids thing.
yeah, he's from Stranger Things. He plays Mike.
He's getting a
Um,
lot of big roles just
yeah,
because of that, and I don't think he's
yeah.
that great of an actor, to be
I don't
honest.
I don't think he is either. I think he's like a role. It's like he's like an off-brand Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah,
That's what I think of Finn Wolfhard.
it's
But
if he didn't have Stranger Things, he wouldn't have anything. But
oh yeah. But I mean, honestly, if my expectations are so low, but if it ends up being good, then I'll be very surprised. But
yeah,
obviously, nothing's
I
gonna beat the original.
I think it's going more back to how we knew Ghostbusters, because in like the 2016 crap, it wasn't really like Ghostbusters. I mean, I like the idea of females, but there was no way that it just number one, it wasn't connected at all. And two, they treated like the original characters like crap. Well, at least the actors, not the characters. Like uh they killed who did they kill off? They killed someone off in that movie. Was it like
I
Bill?
can't remember. I can't remember.
They
It's been
killed
so
one of
long.
they killed one of the actors off in that movie, and so it's like a big slap in the face, and like it's just a bunch of sexual jokes. It's like what? Doesn't make any sense, and it's like if you don't like this movie, you're sexist. It's like
Oh no, it's just the
great.
writing. The writing is terrible.
Yeah, I mean like the actresses did the best they could, but
Yeah.
it's like if you don't like it, then you're like, oh. But I have a feeling that this would do better than that, and I have a feeling that it could start something off, and because it's just bringing back the original van, and it's just bringing back everything that you knew. But we'll have to wait for more. The next thing that's been delayed is Morbius. So
That one I'm not excited for. I don't know about you.
it's the first type of horror film that's coming to the MCU, sort of horror film. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's connecting to the Spider-Man
Yeah.
air, like universe, so I'm
Well,
excited for that.
do you know much about because Morbius is like a C tier like
He
he's like a
reminds me a lot of Batman.
C tier Spider-Man villain
Yeah.
in my case. And the only time like when people bring up Morbius, which is actually it could bring in Blade because Morbius is also like an enemy of Blade. So that'd be
Hmm.
really cool to see if they bring in him. But I believe this is a Sony property, isn't it? It's not directly
Yes.
by yeah. So this it's going to be interesting to see. But I mean, I'm not excited for it, especially after Sony's first attempt at trying to do a much bigger Spider-Man villain, of course, with Venom, and they still
Yeah.
end up doing a bad job, in my opinion.
Well, I
Tom
think
Hardy's the
Marvel
best.
still gets like a pay cut from this though,
No,
because
they
it's
do.
still
They
in
do.
a like the Spider-Man MCU verse type of deal. So, um, but I mean, it's gonna do well. I think I'm I'm kind of looking forward to what they're gonna bring. Um, well, this isn't a delayed movie. Oh wait, no. Well, no, it's not really delayed, but they say it might get delayed. Is Uncharted, with
Mm.
starring Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. I'm looking forward to this film, but I'm also jealous that I'm not playing Nathan Drake because Nathan Drake is my favorite, all-time video game character besides like Ellie and Joel.
Mm.
Um, because after I played like the Uncharted games for the first time, I was like, you know what? If they ever decide to make a movie, I'm gonna play that part. That's gonna be me. So I'm kind of a little upset if anything happens to Tom Holland during these years of Uncharted movies and you need a replacement. I'm your guy. Just saying, Sony.
Good guy,
Um,
Austin. I have a question for you about that.
what?
So, how did you feel about them not casting Nathan Fillion as an older Nathan Drake than Tom Holland, going for the younger version?
I
I saw a lot of people on Twitter getting mad about that.
I'm upset about it, but I can see where they're going. Younger person means more movies, and so. But I mean, it's Tom Holland, and I don't think he can do more than three. But if they were gonna do an older version, I would have gone with Nathan Fillion. I mean, Tom Holland seems like he would be a great version of Nathan Drake, but they're gonna do like an older version in the future. Go with Nathan Fillion because he just looks like the character from the game. He
Yeah,
acts like the character. And that short film that he did, was it like 2018?
yeah,
Um, he pulled it off, and and hopefully they bring some people from that short film on YouTube into this project because when they did like the video game type of style at the end, that was actually pretty cool. So maybe they can have some element into this film at some point, but not make it like look weird, but make it like professional and like it's like, oh, they're trying to pull off the game in some way. And so I mean, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. How about what's your thoughts on Uncharted?
I've personally never played the games. I've heard a lot about them. I know a lot of people are excited for them. Um, I mean, I really can't put that much thought into it, but I know it's like a very well loved franchise. And I know a lot of people are excited about it. And I know some people are very much worried about it because this movie's been like through production hell, if I remember correctly. Like it's been like they've been taking like it was before like Tom Holland was cast. Wasn't this
I didn't
movie
I
wasn't
didn't
this
know
like
anything else about
yeah,
it.
it's been like they've been trying to do this for years and I think they're finally being able to do it. So it's just usually when a movie like that has gone through like
Well, I think
the
they
amount
just had to get like agreement from Naughty Dog as
that's
well.
true. Yeah.
And I think Naughty Dog wanted to be done with their games at first. It's like, okay, you know what? We let you do your movie after we're done with our game so you don't screw it up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just hope if they're gonna do something like, if they're gonna redo the games in movie form, at least take it in a different type of way and tell it in a different way, and not like copy and paste like Disney does with their remakes. Let's see. Uh, Spider-Man 3 was delayed. Yeah, no one really
Yep.
cares, I
They
guess.
started doing filming in Atlanta
Oh,
just this
I
week.
didn't know they started filming. I
Yeah, they
mean, it
started
comes
doing
out in
filming in Atlanta.
2002, doesn't it? Um, Into Spider-Verse 2 was delayed apparently.
I did see that too. It's not supposed to come out till 2022 though, isn't it?
I think so. But
Yeah.
how do you delay an animation? That's another thing is like, how do you get animation, at least
Well,
production wise, delayed?
I
Because
think
I
it's
think it's
be-
production wise.
I think it's because they need the animators and everyone who's doing like the technical side of it need to come into the office in order to do it because I'm sure that most of the staff don't actually have like that technology at home that they're
Hmm.
able to make all those, especially the way Spider-Verse looked, like as uniquely as it did. They don't have that access at their house. So they need to go into the studio in order to animate it. So I think that's probably like their biggest challenge, and I can imagine it can be like hell without they probably had every like a max amount of people going in and working on it, and now it's probably like the numbers are straight cut in half to how many people can come in. And I can't even imagine like sanitizing everything after work and all that. So I can imagine it being delayed like that, especially with production not being finished.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Indiana Jones 5 is delayed again.
Ugh.
Uh, I mean, it's that movie will come out when Harrison Ford's like 80. Isn't he 80 right now? No, he's 79.
He's in his 70s. I think like late 70s.
Looks good for a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible 7, 8 are delayed. I mean, I don't even really know where those movies are going to. I mean, how did Fall end? Fall end with the Syndicate again. So I don't know what they're gonna do with those. John Wick Chapter 4. I haven't seen any of the John Wick movies.
John Wick movies are some of the best action movies I've seen
They're,
in a
they're
very
supposed to
long time.
be a TV show apparently for
Yeah.
John Wick.
Yeah.
It's like a prequel or something like that. Godzilla versus King Kong. The Matrix 4. Why? How? Okay. Only way for that to happen if it's like between
Every 90s kid ever is crying right now.
hopefully it's better
True 90s
CGI.
kid. Oh yeah.
Avatar sequels. Hopefully that never happens because screw those blue people. That movie sucks. Ryan, if you're listening, I don't care.
Hey, Avatar is not as bad as people give it crap for, but it is Space Dance with Wolves.
I like the
think it
CGI,
is.
but the story
No,
is so generic.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You ever seen Dances with Wolves with Kevin
Yes.
Costner? Yeah,
Yes.
same thing. It's the same thing, same movie.
I don't get how people love it. It's just they just probably love the CGI so much they just don't care. I guess.
Well,
I don't
CGI
know.
is revolutionary.
I mean, I've seen better CGI.
Well, at the time it came out. Understand that, Austin. At the time,
I don't care. I don't care. It shouldn't be the still #1 grossing film of all time.
Actually, it's the second.
Well, it's the second now. Yeah.
Now behind Endgame, I believe.
Nothing's gonna beat Endgame. Hopefully.
No. In terms of box office numbers, I don't think anything will.
The Flash.
That's also been filming hell. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Black Adam.
Rock's very excited for that.
Star Wars stuff. I mean, they're supposed to get more sequels. And I think, and that's mostly it on delayed movies, at least that we mentioned. So the next thing that we can talk about is, I guess the Resident Evil is getting an origin movie. But with a whole entire new cast. It's not, I don't even think it's going to be made by the same people that did the Resident Evil previous movies.
So is this going on? So do you know much about Resident Evil?
I know the game sort of, but I don't really know anything else. I played Resident Evil 7 Biohazard and Resident Evil 2 Remake, but that's basically it. But I'm trying to get to play the other ones. I've seen some of the movies, but
no, the movie I know a little bit. Actually, I know a lot about the games. I guess medium amount of information because my friend's really into them. But it's the Origins movies going on Netflix, right?
I think so. No, that's a animation TV show.
Oh, okay.
This is something else, I think. At least I think. Hey, all right, sorry about that. Technical difficulties like usual. So we're talking about Resident Evil.
Yeah, the new Resident Evil movie.
Yeah.
Which I did just look up the cast list right now, and it's got a few people that I recognize, but not by name. Someone the girl from the Maze Runner movies is going to be in it.
Yeah, I actually don't mind her.
Let's see. Oh wait. I think it is going to Netflix, but I'm not. I think I'm not 100% sure.
I don't really know a whole lot about it. I think it's. Oh, it might be actually. Now looking at it. Oh, it is going to Netflix.
Yeah.
It might be the animation. Or is Netflix doing a TV show as well? Because I saw something about a TV show. Yeah, it's a good-looking cast.
I know people were not very happy with what's his name, Alan Jorgen. He played you ever seen Victorious?
A TV show?
Yeah, on Nickelodeon. He was the guy. He was he dated the one emo chick.
He's
gonna play Leon Kennedy, and I know people were not happy at all about him playing Leon Kennedy because he does not like strike up as a Leon Kennedy-esque guy.
Oh,
That's the guy you play. You know who Leon Kennedy is, right? The guy you play as in the
yeah.
second one. Yeah, worst first day ever.
I mean, so I mean, yeah, I haven't really seen him in anything else really.
I've only seen him in Victorious, and then he was in one other movie for like a very much smaller role. He's been kind of pretty much off the map. I mean, I honestly like I don't see the problem with it, but I know fans of the Resident Evil series have been very upset about this though.
I mean, he might not look like the character, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is going to Netflix, so it shouldn't really be that upsetting. I don't know if that's a good thing to say though. Um,
I think it's also because the Resident Evil movies just have a really bad track record when it comes to just being a movie in general.
yeah, and if this becomes the animated that I saw, because I might have got it wrong, then it might not be a TV show. Because if it's animated, then it wouldn't really matter because he's voice acting.
Yeah.
Um, because I mean, I don't know. Is it harder to voice act or do normal acting?
I mean, I would say probably acting would probably be the much harder profession, but I know voice actors do very much get into character when they're voice acting. So I'd say it's just almost as difficult. You just don't
Mhm.
look like the character in particular.
Yeah, I mean, it's all if Netflix knows what they're doing with their animations, if it goes the way I think it's gonna go.
Yeah.
All right, let's read one of the articles. See if I can pull those up. I don't have to go in full depth about these articles, but we can just mention them. Let's talk about the comic books, I guess. So, Tom Cruise is apparently rumored, or I think they confirmed it, that he will be playing the next Iron Man.
Really?
At least that's what this article says. Like, there's rumors or being confirmed, and like the that he can make a cameo in Doctor Strange 2, and it's gonna make it you know, I don't know. He might get his own film. I don't know. This is what I'm reading from the article. It's reported that Tom Cruise becoming Iron Man and Doctor Strange 2 is closer to happening as Kevin Feige is taking steps to make it happen. Doctor Strange 2 is the title in the Multiverse of Madness, so Tom Cruise will be different Iron Man, a different Iron Man from a different universe than the Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark, who recently died in it. The Avengers Endgame. Spoilers, I guess. What's interesting is that Tom Cruise was actually up to play the MCU Iron Man at the one time as well, which was
Yep.
true.
Yep.
Um, according to YouTuber Grace Randolph, I don't know who that is. The rumors surrounding Tom Cruise playing Iron Man are true, and Feige is trying to make it happen. I mean, Tom Cruise is a busy man. He has his Mission Impossible movies
Yeah.
coming out. How many is he supposed to make of those? Like,
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think he's gonna
He's
care.
already. Yeah.
Um, he is working on getting Tom Cruise, which is I've now heard the second source as Randolph. When I reported it, Kevin Feige wants to do it. So yeah, Kevin Feige really wants Tom Cruise. I mean, might not be that bad. I don't see him as Tony. I mean, he can be a Tony Stark, I guess. He can
No,
play he can play the playboy part, but Iron Man himself, I don't know.
it's just very hard to see anyone else playing Iron Man besides Robert Downey Jr. It's like imagining anyone else playing like Wolverine besides Hugh Jackman. You
Which
just
is a
really can't
rumor
do
that
it.
he's supposed to return as too, which is
Yeah.
actually kind of interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him as Tom Cruise, but if he doesn't like bring a good impression in the Doctor Strange movie that like they're saying that he might show up in, I don't want to see him again. Basically,
I
if
think it
he
could be
doesn't,
I think it could be interesting to see in the multiverse of madness because they're doing
yeah.
a lot of things with that movie in general.
They confirmed that actors like Tommy McGuire, Andrew
Well,
Garfield, and
that's I don't
Deadpool. Well, not
I would
Deadpool, but Ryan Reynolds are going to be in
Reynolds.
that movie.
I don't know if I'd use that as a trusted source. I'm gonna wait until they release like an official cast list.
Isn't that like official type of deal?
I
I mean,
don't.
it's Google.
We looked it up. We looked it up last night because we were talking about it, and it's not on the IMDb page
Yeah.
for the movie. So that's why I'm very sketchy about it.
Well, why would
But
Google put that then?
because people can put, I think you can put anything you want. I mean, that I'm pretty sure that cast list is going to change pretty soon. But and I feel like something as Toby and Andrew being in there is something that Marvel would want to keep close to the chest
Yes, that's what I was
as much as
assuming.
possible. So I wouldn't think, and usually Disney's been pretty good with, at least with Marvel, when
Even
keeping
said
stuff
Loki
secret.
was going to be in it.
Yeah, well, I think Marvel does a very good job of keeping stuff secret, especially with let's say Marvel, I mean Disney. Disney likes keeping stuff secret, especially with like Marvel and the MCU stuff, and I just don't see them letting that information out.
Yeah.
Willingly. I mean, obviously, people can put up fan theories as much as they want, but I don't see Disney outright like confirming it until you actually see the movie.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of wondering. It's like this is kind of odd for Disney to just like, yeah, completely right. Here you go.
It is very interesting to see that Sam Raimi is directing it, though. That is very big hope that something could happen.
It probably might lead to it if he's directing it.
Yeah.
I mean, but he would have to follow Disney's rules though. They can't be like, hey, he can't be like, hey, I'm gonna put Spider-Man in my movie. It's like, okay, fine, you can put Spider-Man in your movies, but
The one thing that I'm worried about is that since Sam Raimi is directing it, is that Sam Raimi has a very particular style of like directing, and he has a very have you ever seen the Evil?
that was supposed to be like really dark, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like Doctor Strange 2 was supposed to be really dark,
really
but
dark.
then
It's
Kevin
supposed to be
Feige was like, no, I don't want that. I don't want.
It was originally supposed to be like near like a horror movie almost, which is very interesting to see that they got Sam Raimi on it. Is I don't know if you ever seen the Evil Dead movies, like at least
I've
the
seen
first one.
Low. Like,
But that was Sam Raimi's first like ever horror movie, and the way it's a very fun horror movie too. The way he directs it is I don't know how to put it, but it's very stylistic and it's very Raimi. The closest thing I could think, if you haven't seen the Evil Dead movies, is the scene in Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock and he's on the operating table. That's very Sam Raimi right there. Is that whole entire scene with the arms and he's killing all the surgeons. That is something I would like to see in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I want him to have his own personal touch on it because I think he's a very good director when it comes to that type of stuff. But I don't see Disney allowing it, though. I don't see Kevin Feige allowing it, which I hope they do. But, you know, they like to keep it pretty tamed. And they have a specific formula that they like to use that hasn't failed. And I don't see them differing off from it that much.
yeah.
The only time I can really see like a director having like almost free range in terms of stylistics is James Gunn with Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the one where I could see it just they kind of like.
I feel like Disney's like
whatever
let
they
them
want.
go on that because like if they didn't really want James Gunn to be like in control, they wouldn't have brought him back.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Robert Downey Jr. is planning to build out the Sherlock Holmes Cinematic Universe. Have you seen his first two Sherlock Holmes movies?
Yes, I have. I
And
like them a lot.
Yeah, they're very good, and I like the way that they're going with it. Kind of weird how the second one ended though, and it's been years since. When was the second one dropped? Like 2012.
Sometime like that.
So it's been
first
a
one's
couple
very
of
good.
years. Yeah.
Second one's kind of a guilty pleasure.
And so I don't really know how else they can really go off.
Cinematic universe, that's kind of a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I mean they might do like follow like the TV show, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
I don't really know that much about Sherlock Holmes though. I mean, except for
I
like
mean, he's a famous book character, so
yeah.
but
I have a book of it, but
yeah, I don't see them doing anything else other than the books. The cinematic universe, I don't know. That just seems very much a stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who else are they going to bring in with the Sherlock verse? And I'll bring like everyone else who's played like Sherlock Holmes, like Benedict Cumberbatch, and all this huge list of people. I just don't see that happening.
I mean, it might be cool, but how would you do that? So,
Exactly, but yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It says like mystery verse. Yeah, Downey outlined their introduction to spin a mystery verse out of the third Sherlock Holmes film. I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah.
Directed by Rocket Man, Healer, Dexter, Flexter. That actually kind of rhymes. Yeah, I mean that's kind of odd, but I mean, hey, if they make a third film, I'm looking forward to it, I guess. What I'm not looking forward to is new Star Wars book clears up mysteries about Snoke origins. This is what I knew was going to happen. I told you guys ever since that we met that this was going to happen. And what's happening? Snoke is getting his own book. Why? Because Disney doesn't know what they're doing with Star Wars. I don't know. Whatever. Fine. I mean, technically we already know everything about Snoke. He's a clone.
Yeah,
Doesn't make any sense.
there's nothing really much you need to know about it, except that at one point in time Luke did meet him. But then again, now they've already made the connection that he's been a pawn of Palpatine's from like the very beginning. So there's really no point in explaining his origin. But I do have to say though, I have been reading a new Star Wars book. It came out like 2017, and it's about Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn. I don't know if you're familiar with him from
I
Rebels.
heard of it. Yeah.
He was a big character in the Legends, and they decided to bring him back.
Didn't he die in Rebels?
He didn't. It's him and Ezra aren't dead.
Oh yeah, he was the one to go.
Yeah, but I've been reading that book, and that's probably some of the best Star Wars content that I've read. Like,
It's not Disney though.
Experienced. No, it is. No, it is. Well, I mean, it's a Disney property though. It's not Legends. It's canon.
Oh,
It's about his origin and everything. And dude, I'm telling you, that's a damn good book. That's a really good book. I like it a lot so far. And there's 3 of them too. And I've heard that it's some of the best content that Disney's released from Star Wars, which is funny enough. It's a book, but I honestly, like, compared to like from the stuff that we've been getting from the last couple of years. I mean, I'm not done with the book yet. I'm only like 100 pages in, but like besides probably like Clone Wars, that book might be like, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything until I'm done with it, but that book might be like the best content we've gotten out of Disney from Star Wars, and
is it like dark? I think I heard it was like dark.
It's very, I wouldn't say dark, but very like, it plays tactical type of way. I don't know if you're very familiar with the character Thrawn. It takes place between episodes 3 and 4.
Okay.
And this is before he becomes Grand Admiral of the Imperial Navy. So this is his origin into becoming that. So this is years before Rebels too.
Okay.
So I don't want to spoil anything, but the book is very good. I like it a lot.
Well, I mean, I heard Disney's doing something with the movies where they are gonna do like a trilogy between episode 4 and episode 5 with Darth Vader or something like that. I don't know.
The Vader comics have also been very great. Like, I don't know if you read Marvel's run on it.
No.
On Vader, but the Vader comics are very great, very good from what I understand. I would ask Devin more about that because he knows more than me. But he goes on to explain this, and from the pages that I've read, it's very interesting.
Yeah,
very
I saw
cool.
something where like Disney said, or some article said that Darth Vader is connected to the Rise of Skywalker. It's like, what?
No, I don't know. I don't know anything.
Yeah,
about
I don't
that.
know. Yeah, I don't. It's like I don't know, whatever Disney's doing. Michael Keaton on Batman Returns. We're talking about it. If that happened, well, I mean, they came out and said that Michael Keaton will be in. Well, it's saying the article is about if Michael Keaton will ever play in the suit as Batman.
Batman again.
Yeah, as the suit in the suit. He's supposed to be in the Flash, but we don't know if he's going to be in the suit and do anything. And so, I don't know. Do we really even need him in the suit?
I think it'd be very cool. I mean, the only thing, if he's in the Flash movie, one thing that I've always wanted is, hey, I don't know if you're familiar with Batman Beyond.
I've seen it.
Yeah, but I think that's probably like a very good instance to where they can put Michael Keaton in as a much older Bruce Wayne, and then him mentoring a young Terry McGinnis and becoming the new Batman. I think that is something that I've been very much interested in seeing if they can do that. But in the Flashpoint movie, I think it'd be really cool to see Keaton come back as Batman. A much older, experienced Batman would be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Especially something for the fans, like DC fans would probably go nuts for that. I know I would. I would go to see
Yeah. I
like the
mean,
exact suit.
I don't know. I, I if it how did they say if he's like going to be in the whole film or just a part of it?
I believe it's probably like a part of it. I'm not very
Okay.
familiar with it, but I know he's supposed to be in the movie though.
So if it's just going to be like a part of it, maybe having the suit for like we see him come in as the suit. It's like and he takes the mask off. It's like, oh, it's Michael Keaton, and he goes the Flash like a couple words, and so to motivate him to do whatever that's going to happen, and then that's his scene. I don't know. I mean, that's all we basically need him. Like if he come and see him fighting, I guess, and that's it. I mean, uh, we don't really need some other character because it's basically about the Flash. It doesn't need to be about the Batman and all of that. But I don't know. I mean, I've seen Michael Keaton's Batman once. Haven't seen it in a very long time, so I don't know. I'm not really a fan of his Batman to say, I guess. Um, let's see. Uh, the articles. So I don't know if you heard. So do you know who Tom DeLonge is?
It doesn't sound familiar.
Are you familiar with Blink 182?
Yes, the
So
band.
he used to be part of Blink 182. He was the lead singer, but then he went off to make his own band again. But now he's making his own film. So Tom DeLonge, I'm about to say Tom Cruise, but Tom DeLonge has been working on this film called Monsters of California for some time now. And so he's finally gotten in production and like got a cast and everything. I don't really know anything about it. I think it's supposed to be about his like life in California or something like that. Um, but the people that are supposed to be playing in this film is let's see, Richard Kind, Casper Van Dien, that's from Starship Troopers, Amra Zuckers. Um, I don't know how to say her name, but she was in Days of Our Lives. Um, Gabriella, Gabriella. I don't know her name either. A lot of weird names. Maybe you can search up the cast and figure out these names because I don't know what
That's what I'm looking up. You said it was California Monsters?
Monsters of California.
Monsters of California. Monsters. Yeah, Monsters of California. Cast.
Cameron. What? What? Why do actors have like the weirdest names? Like what? Like why can we have something like Bob or
I don't
Tom?
know.
I mean there is Tom, but um. Yeah, so I really don't know anything really else about it. It says it is a coming of age adventure
Oh,
with a science fiction.
so I don't know. I haven't listened to Blink 182 in a minute, so you probably know more than me if you listen to them. I didn't even know this movie
He
existed.
he's supposed to he's making it I do know that he's making the music himself.
Oh, okay,
So I
that's
do
good.
know. And so I mean, less money.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, that's mostly basically it. About that article. The other article is apparently where is it? Is Joker news.
Oh,
So Peter, just click off because I don't care. So Jared Leto to play Joker in Zack Snyder's Justice League by Hollywood reporters. Fake news. I mean, yeah, I don't care. I don't care why. Why is it? If he's even in this movie, he's probably gonna have a small role. There's no reason
it,
for
it,
him to
it,
be in this movie. It makes no sense to be honest.
I mean, if he's gonna, I think it's pretty. It's very hard to judge Jared Leto's Joker
Well,
because Jared Leto as an actor, like himself, he's very good. He's a very good,
judge the
well-established
character
actor.
though. You can't judge Jared Leto, but you can judge the
No,
character.
I know, but wait, I'm not done, Austin. I want to be like Peter, but I don't think you should really judge his performance that much in Suicide Squad because, for
He
one,
freaked out the cast members.
I
What do
used
you mean?
I used to be I used to be like the biggest like Jared Leto hater too, but I think I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm still not big. I'm
I
still
guess.
not a big fan of his design. I never have.
Yeah,
I
I
never have.
actually that's the
I
one
don't think
thing
I
I
ever
hate.
will.
It's like what is
I
he
don't
supposed
like.
to be like a punk star or something? Like what is this look?
I don't really like the new modern take on him. At least that what I think David Ayer went with, but and also in my mind, it just never made sense for that Joker to exist in Ben Affleck's Batman world, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But I don't really want to judge it that much because one, the original script David Ayer want for Suicide Squad got absolutely trashed by Warner Brothers and got whole
He should have said no.
basically
Basically,
rewritten, and then changed. I would have been very interested to see what he would done with the first take.
see, if it
And
came to me and a studio said, "Hey, we're gonna change this up," I would have said no and dropped the project. Because it's like, if you're gonna do this, fine, but I'm not gonna be a part of it. I'm not gonna let my name get trashed because
oh
of
yeah,
you.
well
And so it's like,
look what
okay,
happened with like Justice League. I mean, they kicked off Zack Snyder like in the
well,
middle of it
he had a
because
family issue. I get his
oh
part.
well that and then like I mean, this is also like Peter coming in because he's implanted in my mind with so much DC information. But it was because of the family problem. Is tragic. His daughter died, but also Warner Brothers did forcefully kick him off, though. I do believe that is true.
Yeah,
And
well, because he
Warner
wouldn't come
Brothers has,
back.
yeah, and Warner Brothers has a very, very bad track record.
But
With
those people are gone, I believe. Like
yeah,
the two that ran it.
but Warner Brothers has a very bad track record of getting involved in movies when they really shouldn't. And obviously, they want to play catch up with the MCU, which I don't think is remotely possible.
they
I don't think it's
can't.
remote. They can't do it, and I think they should go at their own pace and their own style too, which
Yeah.
which is what we're seeing again with Snyder Cut, and happy to see that come back. But judging
But
Jared Leto's Joker, coming back to the main point, judging Jared Leto's
yeah.
Joker off of such a mood point is, I think, is bad to do. He's a phenomenal actor. I mean, like he might be a dick in real life because all that crap he did to the other cast
Yeah,
members.
I was like, what?
Will Smith didn't even invite him back to his mansion for the after party when the movie got released. But I think judging him playing the character, I think, is too much. And I hate to say that because I'm very iffy on his Joker already, but I'm willing to give him a second chance to see what he might be able to really do. Because Jared Leto is one of those Jokers, one of those actors that really
Oh, is
molds
Suicide
into these
Squad canon
characters.
to this Justice League?
Yes, it is. Suicide Squad is canon. But
I was gonna say he could come back to play a Joker, but not the Joker that we saw.
yeah.
But
It's very interesting to see what Zack Snyder's got planned for that. I mean, you already know the information as much as me. There's going to be a 4-part thing. It's probably going to be in 1 hour of it with Batman.
it's gonna be 1 hour episodes.
Yeah.
And
So
I mean, he's not even gonna probably be in the whole entire thing. He's probably gonna have like at least 30 minutes of screen time, and that's it.
yeah, no,
And
I'm not expecting it. I'm not expecting anything huge. I'm not expecting to take like a huge like a pinnacle part of the movie.
because he might become like a problem, like they might have to deal with before the event happens. And it's
Or
like,
or maybe Batman's dealing with him before he has to deal with anything else from the
yeah.
first all. So, like I said, I'm not expecting anything big. I'm just willing to give him the benefit of the doubt,
hmm
especially after how badly they did Warner Brothers
Even Harley Quinn's
did
supposed to
to
return
Suicide
as
Squad.
well.
Yeah.
And so
You
with
can't hate
is
on
Birds of
Harley.
Prey also canon as well?
Yes, it is. I
So
believe
with
so, yes.
so the way if this is coming off as Birds of Prey after Justice League or before?
I don't know the DC timeline. Peter's texting me right now, but that's a joke.
Just asking.
But,
Uh,
but I'm not. I'm not. I don't know. I mean, I would think it would be before Justice League.
if it's gonna be before in the way that we saw it and it at the end of the movie, maybe she could play as a good person because she's gonna play because in Suicide Squad 2, she's supposed to be like a hero,
I wouldn't say she's
anti-hero, and so
always been kind of an anti-hero.
yeah, and so maybe I don't know if they're gonna come off the way that Birds of Prey ended. She hates the Joker, and it's not gonna have anything involved. Maybe help the Batman get him. I guess I don't know. That's basically all I know. I mean, Snyder Cut, cool. guess. Watch Snyder Cut just be complete garbage and
Oh
worse
no.
than the original Justice
You haven't
League.
you haven't even finished Ultimate Edition yet. Come on.
No, I actually watched it with Evan, and I still hate it.
You didn't even. I was there for that. Wait, was it during the Zoom call with Ryan?
Yeah.
You didn't even finish the movie. What are you
Yes, I
talking
did.
about?
I did.
You guys went to bed at like 9:30.
Me and Evan finished it.
You haven't finished it, and you still
Yeah.
disliked it. I
Yeah.
don't see it.
I don't.
That's a good movie.
It's
I
too
love that movie.
one. It's too long, and two, nothing happens. It's called Batman v Superman. And there's no fighting. There's like
so
5
much-
minutes of fighting.
there's so
5
much-
minutes.
I mean, I'm not the person to discuss this about because if
No,
Peter
because
didn't,
no. If
Peter
I
didn't
get
change your mind.
if Peter was here, I
Peter
wouldn't
didn't
have a
change your
word.
mind.
I wouldn't have a word at all.
if Peter didn't change your mind, and I'm definitely not going to. But I still like the movie a lot. I'm excited for Snyder Cut. I'll tell you this: I'm more excited for the Batman than I am for Justice League, though.
Yeah, that I think Robert Pattinson has a better chance because, well, see, the thing is, they say like the multiverse is they're going to be going their way. They're just trying to save their butts at that point. It's like, hey guys, we're just going to go the multiverse route. It's like,
But they,
oh, cool, yay! You're
I don't
just saving your ass there. Okay, cool.
I don't think
Have fun.
Robert Pattinson's Batman's involved with the multiverse, though. I think they're talking about that's with like the movieverse and with the CW.
Oh no, that's going to be his own multiverse. That's going to be his own universe.
Oh yeah, he's not going to be connected with any of like the mainstream movies.
Yeah,
or, like, the
that's what I'm
CW.
trying to say. It's like they're just trying to save their own butts at that point because they don't know what they're doing anymore. It's like, you know what? Just cut the slate and say that we're done and start over once again. But if you mess up again, sell the property off. Give it to Disney. I don't care. Disney might do a better job.
I don't think Disney could do it. I think they're doing pretty well as they're doing
Or
now.
give it to a small company. Give it to us so they can have a small budget and so they can't do anything really. I don't know.
But I still like the Snyder. I still like what they've been doing with DC. Besides, what Zack Snyder's been doing with DC, and then obviously Wonder Woman. I think
he
those
should
are
get
all
his
good
own
movies.
Marvel movie, to be honest.
If he did a Marvel movie, that'd be pretty interesting to see. I never thought of that.
Because Marvel wouldn't get in his way.
Yeah.
Have him do it. Avengers. I want. Yeah. Avengers movie might seem good for him.
That'd be different for him. He likes a much darker. He's a much more darker take.
Um,
That'd be interesting to see, though. I'd like to see him taking up a
he
Marvel
can do
movie.
a dark movie. There's
I don't
a
know,
couple
but
dark characters.
I don't know if Disney would really let him though in like the MCU. Like the darkest thing I think we've seen from the MCU is probably Winter Soldier.
What characters that take things to a different level? I mean, he could probably do Venom.
He could probably do Venom. I mean, I don't want him. I don't know what type of character because he's obviously he's a huge DC main guy too. He loves DC comics more than Marvel. But I would be interested to see what type of characters he would like to take on though.
Yeah.
I don't know entirely sure what character you would like to take on.
Let me know in the comment sections if he should even do a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Thank you to Clint for joining me this episode again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I know I had a lot of fun with it. Hopefully Clint can come back in the future. But anyway, that's it for now. Thank you guys very much for joining me this episode. And like always, see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.